Salespeople are winging their first calls. Let's be honest. Look yourself in the mirror. Am I preparing? Am I like, I know what this business does. I know who this person is. The average rep goes to LinkedIn, maybe visits the website. That's it. And what winners do, the people that are 10xing pipeline, 10xing quota, is they use AI to prep their faces off in under 5 minutes. We have an assistant called New Client Research. I literally use this thing 2 to 3 times a day for every single sales meeting. I've already trained it on everything I love. I want to know how they make money. I want to know what the news they're talking about. I want to know the key people that are on their board or in their exec team. I want to know their competition. I did this the other day on a call. We were talking about Gen AI and helping their company to deploy Gen AI. I go, here's the research that I did on you in less than a minute. I did a screen share, and he goes, that is why I took the meeting with you, and that is why I want to work with you. If you want to 10x your sales, right now, the only way to do it is by using AI. I have personally worked with thousands of companies over the last 10 years, and over the last 2 years, I've worked with big logos like Microsoft, Splunk, LinkedIn, you name it, helping them to get AI proficient. And there is one common characteristic that I see right now that separates the people over here that are doing like, maybe scraping by getting quota, and the reps that are working 20, 30 hours a week and destroying quota. And that, my friends, is AI.
AI-powered seller.
In this video, I am going to show you the exact 3-step playbook for how you can 10x your quota as well too. And my friends, it all starts with the top of the funnel and finding the right qualified leads. This is where AI can really, really shine. First, when we want to talk about finding the right people, it all starts with who is your current customer now. One of the easiest things you can do, very, very easy thing you can do. If you use Salesforce, if you use HubSpot, I don't really care. What you can do is go and say, hey, what are the last 20 deals that close? And just export a report, okay? Export a report, last 20 deals, maybe do last 50, last 100, even better data set. And then what I want you to do is we've got a custom GPT called Help Me Find Lookalike Leads. So what you can actually do is go to that custom GPT, or you can just go to ChatGPT. We'll put a link for everyone if they want to check it out for free. You can literally go and just upload your list and say, find me people that look like this. And it'll say, okay, do you want similar size? Do you want similar industry? And it's like, tell me what the trends are. So step one is pattern recognition. Is instead of you just saying, I think it's this person, I think it's this person, use Gen AI to match who actually is buying today with potential prospects. And guess what? You can actually do the inverse as well too. Upload your last 20, 30, 40, 50 closed lost and say, who should I not be reaching out to, right? So pattern recognition, finding qualified leads is absolutely critical. The next thing that you need to do is understand who might be in the market today. So now you've got a list of 20, 50, 100 people that are literally your best fit people. And now let's use AI to go even deeper. What would you normally do? A normal sales rep, what they would do is they'd go and say, okay, company number one, let me go look up like what they do. Let me go to their website, their annual report, blah, 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 like you name it. What top sellers do now, the sellers that are 10xing quota, what they do right now is something very, very different. They say, okay, these 5 in this industry look interesting. I want you to go and I want you to find the people. I want that for the product that I sell, tell it what your buyer persona is. I want you to go and pull 2 or 3 relevant publicly available pieces of information about the company and that person that is relevant to what I do. And AI goes to work. That is why I'm a firm believer that there is no reason why every company shouldn't be crushing outbound right now. The problem is we're trying to automate everything. Instead, we're going to automate the stuff I'm talking about. We're going to automate the behind the scenes, the grind, that type of, research-based activity. And there you have it. Again, you can use like a custom GPT, like lookalike leads is a great example of one. Or even if you just use, out of the box ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, you can literally then have a list of people that match your absolute ideal customer profile and which companies are actually in the market. So then you go through your list. Maybe it takes you probably, an hour to go through all 50. And then you've got like the top 20 where you're like, oh, money, 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 money. And then all day, you're only prospecting into people who have said publicly available things about what you do. It all starts at the top, my friends. If you do those two things, if you make sure to use AI to find lookalike leads based on your close won and anti-lookalike leads based on your close lost, and you then filter that list by the right people and what the companies and the people are saying publicly, you are guaranteed to start to book a bunch more meetings. That's just the top of the funnel. Wait until I get into how to use it to actually close more deals. All right, in this video, I'm gonna talk about the mix of using prompts, and I'm also talking about how to use tools like Meet Journey in particular. That's kind of my go-to. It already has a bunch of sales agents already for you, new client prep, call prep, etc. So then I don't like to waste my time prompting personally. I don't know who does. I don't know if you've actually looked at like the time that you used to spend Google searching and now prompting. The beautiful part about everything about Meet Journey is what it does is literally it has all the assistants and it prompts you. So if you're ready to stop prompting, you're ready to start just using assistants that will just do the work for you, make sure to sign up for Meet Journey AI. It's absolute no-brainer and it's free. So check it out. Link is below. So now, as I promised, let's get into personalizing outreach. Okay, so now I have the perfect fit companies. I've got the people in those companies and publicly available things the company has said or they have said. Now, number 2 on how to 10x your sales and 10x your pipeline, okay, is how to personalize based on what you have. All right, what I am a big fan of is really I'm going to talk about 2 very, very, very specific techniques that we are seeing across our clients work extremely successful. For those of you that don't know, I'm also the founder of a company called RevOptics. Okay, RevOptics, what RevOptics does, they're the largest implementation partner for 2 of the biggest sales engagement platforms. So they literally touch hundreds and hundreds of companies' outbound process on what's working and what's not. So I'm gonna give you the cheat code on what we're doing around message personalization right now. The first piece, we call it the triangle method. Yes, this is a proprietary Jake Dunlap. You heard it here first. And honestly, it really only became possible because of Gen AI. Like this stuff used to take hours to think through or to sift through information. But now with Gen AI, I can craft the perfect message for the perfect person at the perfect company in like 2 minutes, right? And what I want to give the caveat here is how we train our clients and how I talk to CEOs, our private equity partners, et cetera, is we're not copying and pasting. We're using templates that we know have the right format, and then we're putting in very specific value props or snippets based on the person or the persona, okay? And the triangle method is very, very simple. Any of you can do this. You don't have to be an industry expert in really any industry. The first thing is the persona. What is the job title of the person and what do they actually do? You know, it's better to say things like it's a VP of operations and specifically a VP of operations that handles logistics, shipping, ABC, whatever it is, okay? The next is you're gonna say, okay, what is the sub industry that I sell into? Okay, so now I'm looking at my target list of customers here, right? So I'm like, oh, this company's in industrial manufacturing. So it's like VP of operations, industrial manufacturing. And then what are the trends that are happening for a VP of operations, industrial manufacturing, and what are the trends that are happening that we solve for? My friends, this messaging is bulletproof. You are going to put together the most specific messaging that these people have ever seen. They're like, look, I know, over the next, 3 to 5 quarters, tariffs are going to really impact VPs of operations in industrial manufacturing in these 3 ways, and I can help you with that, right? So that is, if you want to talk about how to get more people's attention, I want you to think about the triangle. It is, and again, guess what? Then the next company up in your best is a company that's, maybe not in industrial equipment manufacturing. Maybe this company is in finance software, okay? You're reaching out to a VP of ABC, right? And you can use the same technique over and over again. And AI is very, very good at saying, oh, I know what trends are for this person. Here's 3 or 4 articles. And then you're just copying and pasting little snippets, making them your own, etc. So that is number 1 way to get more personalized, book more meetings, etc. Next, but certainly not least, my second hack of the top 1% of people that are out there is pattern disruption. I did a podcast on this not too long ago with a guy who's kind of an expert in what are called literary devices, which I had no clue what the heck those things were when he did that. But my friends, when did outbound get so boring? When did we say, hey, you've got to act like a robot and just hit send all? And then it doesn't work. And we're like, well, just keep hitting send all. It's like, well, it didn't work the first time. Why do I keep hitting send all? Right? So pattern disrupt requires you to think. And guess what, my friends, with AI, in the mix and coming for our jobs, like we do need to think. We do need to be creative, right? So when it comes to how to personalize, think about pattern disruption. Think about sending someone a personalized video. For a lot of people don't even know this. If you're a first degree connection with someone on LinkedIn, you can go into the mobile app. You can click. There's usually a little paperclip looking thing. You can click send a video. You can click send a voice note. Guys, just be a little different. Okay. Try a different subject line, right? Because I saw this in the news, ... Right. So just something to just break up the monotony. Also, look up this term, literary devices. Again, I'll link to the episode of the podcast that you can go check out as well too. But these are different kind of patterns of speech that over the time of communication and how we interact as humans, this is something that they've realized is wow, we really follow very specific patterns. And when you disrupt those patterns, it's something that people pay attention to, right? Handwritten notes. I can't believe I'm I'm talking about handwritten notes, but my friends, nobody gets mail from anybody anymore, right? So think about how to stand out and be different. I'm okay. Look, send your emails, do your calls, of course, but also pattern disrupt. If you want to cut through, you want to 10x your quota, you 10x your pipeline, you got to do those things. I got to find the right people, right companies. I got to have the right tailored messaging using the triangle method and pattern disrupt. And that, my friends, is the top of funnel part of how you're going to crush your quota. Next, I want to get into how to master your sales call. Many of you lose deals on the very first call. You lose deals on the first call because you weren't prepared, because you showed up and were like you gave the same tired ass demo that you'd given 500 times and they're like, not feeling it. This person doesn't really know anything about me or my business, etc. So I'm going to show you right now how to use AI in less than 3 minutes to actually show up prepared and get people excited to want to work with you, okay? So the problem I see everywhere is that salespeople are winging their first calls. Let's be honest. Look yourself in the mirror. Am I preparing? Am I I know what this business does. I know who this person is. Probably not as much as you should, but guess what, my friends? In the same amount of time that you used to just be like, oh crap, what do? I can actually get you very, very, very prepared, right? The average rep goes to LinkedIn, maybe visits the website. That's it, okay? And what winners do, right? The people that are 10xing pipeline, 10xing quota, right? What winners do is they use AI to prep their faces off in under 5 minutes. Okay, I'll give you a great example. We have an assistant called New Client Research. I literally use this thing 2 to 3 times a day for every single sales meeting. Okay, and what it does, I've already trained it on everything I love, which is I want to know how they make money. I want to know what the news they're talking about. I want to know the key people that are on their board or in their exec team. I want to know if they're a PE-backed company, who they've raised from, or venture-backed, or maybe if they're a publicly traded company, how much they're trading for, what are their trends. I want to know their competition. I want to know a SWOT against them in the competition. I want to know their buyer persona. And guess what, my friends? With Gen AI, all I have to do is give this assistant one link. The assistant says, okay, what client are we prepping for? And I say, xyz.com. It just goes. Says, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Here's their mission values, etc. So now I have the most amazing prep. I'm referencing this thing, and I spent 20 seconds to get there. And I've got it always pulled up right here. I got it pulled up on my screen. And so I can kind of go back and I'll look and I'll find another little snippet. I did this the other day on a call. The guy was telling me who his competitors were. We're getting ready to set the follow-up call potentially. And I said, and we were talking about Gen AI and helping their company to deploy Gen AI. I said, it's interesting you talk about kind of the products that you do, the competition. He's like, here, and I go, here's the research that I did on you in less than a minute. I did a screen share, and he goes, that is why I took the meeting with you, and that is why I want to work with you. My friends, people show up so unprepared that literally if you just show up prepared, you've got your cheat sheet up here. Again, I would, use our new account research GPT. It is sick, right? Or, look, bottom line is you can program, copy and paste some of this stuff in there as well too. But that is really, really key. The next thing that I want you to do in the sales process, so you've showed up and you're prepared, okay? I want you to then say, give me the 3 questions that I could ask that would make this person like understand that I'm truly an industry expert and someone that can help their business. I want you to copy verbatim what I just said, okay? Next, I want you to come up with 3 questions for this person that's going to position myself as an industry expert that can help them with their business. Okay, now I've got better discovery questions. Last but not least, okay, is I want you to think about next steps, okay? How to use Gen AI to drive momentum in your deals. Okay, one of my favorite things to do is don't just send the gong or whatever, like meeting summary. Yuck. Send a personalized video of you walking through it, okay? And again, you're going to use AI to generate the summary. I'm fine with that. And then pattern disrupt. I talked about this for top of funnel. It also works in the sales process. Then we're going to pattern disrupt. Then you're going to send a video and say, hey, here's what I heard. For brownie points, let's say when you get to meeting 2 or meeting 3, I want you to send out 2 or 3 different recap emails to different parties and send a little video to each one of them. My friends, closing deals right now is not difficult. Generating more pipeline right now is not difficult. My friends, but you have to listen to me. You have to be using AI. You've got to be using it every single step of the process. But most importantly, you have to be turning on your brain while you're using AI. So I'm never copying and pasting AI. I'm taking what it has and I'm making it even better. So if you're a sales rep out there, you're trying to 10x your pipeline, you're trying to 10x your quota, that is my exact playbook. All right. It all starts at the top. Finding the right people who are the perfect fit, then having the exact precise messaging, showing up prepared, and driving momentum with pattern disruption. My friends, that is what separates the below average, I hit quota every other month type of rep from the reps that literally work 20 to 30 hours a week and destroy the competition. So that is my cheat code. If you like the video, make sure to smash the like button, get notified every time I have a new video come up. Make sure to share this with your internal Slack channel, right? This is your cheat code for AI, my friends. This is how to do it to crush the competition. Share this video, with the rest of your sales reps. Make sure sign up for Meet Journey AI, and I will see you all on the next one.